Trisha Paytas has been going kooky bananas lately. Okay, here's her Twitter. I'm still followed, so I can see her stuff. She hasn't posted since. But what I will say, though, is yesterday, Mysterious T. I'm calling her Mysterious T because if you look on Twitter, it is Mysterious T. I think. Here it is. You see? I told you. It's Mysterious T. Everybody gives me so much shit. Okay, anyway, Trisha hasn't posted on Twitter. But I've been talking to Mysterious a little bit, and she sent me this video. Apparently, okay, there's so much here. Isn't it crazy? Oh, it's very insane to be... I'm stun locked on Trisha. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. It's insane. There's so much to talk about. It's so funny because I talk a lot about like all the topics I do. Like I post a lot on YouTube, you know? I do like a lot on YouTube. So it's not uncommon for me to talk about a topic and make like 4 or 5 videos on it, but there's so much here. And like I enjoy talking about it. Like I want to stop talking about it because I like to talk about things as little as possible or as little as necessary, which could mean that's 5 videos on a topic in a week. That's perfectly possible. There's so much to talk about here, but I like to not make videos I feel like are just dumb, like grabs. I'll usually stop talking about stuff, but I mean, there's so much here. And this video apparently, so there with Trisha's situation, yeah, Trisha, hey, listen, official drama commentator, Papa God, hey, fuck it. So the going narrative right now is obviously Trisha has had a lot of incongruent perspectives or takes on her past traumas, but there is one trauma that's speculated to be very real, and that is when she was, I believe, 17 years old. She had an interaction or a potential series of interactions with her mother's ex-husband or boyfriend, where he would Trisha said it herself in one of her old videos that he would go into her room naked and just sit on the bed. Now, that's obviously disgusting, and there could possibly be a lot of real trauma. Then I heard people were saying that apparently the mom phrased it as, oh, he would come home drunk and stumble into her room. And I feel like that has a lot of potential to be a massive downplay on what really is happening, to a point where not only would it be a traumatic event for Trisha, but the addition of the mother not defending Trisha would make it additionally traumatic. And also, this actually could be the boy who cries wolf scenario, if you really think about it, right? So Trisha probably lied a lot as a kid, but this could have been the one real time something happened, but maybe the mom decided not to like, oh, I think you're just lying because I love, my husband or whatever, boyfriend. There's a person named Trisha Paytas in my chat said, wait, that's not normal? No, yeah, sorry, Trisha, that's not normal. Anyway, let's get into this video. This is a secret... We found a secret spooky video called Trisha Paytas' mom, Lenna, talks about ex-husband. This is on her old channel, apparently. So let's talk about this mom. I'm not a big fan of the mom. My understanding, when Trisha was 16, the mom was like, yeah, you can drop out of school to be a stripper. And listen, I no disrespect to strippers, but I feel like your mother shouldn't be supporting you being one, you know? Like, if I had a daughter and she's like, and she was 18, so I'm going to be a stripper, I'd be like, I don't like it, but I still love you. You know what I mean? That's the energy you're supposed to have with your daughter. Not like, oh, 16, but that was my understanding. But Trisha apparently wanted to drop out 16. Anyway, let's get into this.
Hi, you guys. How are y'all doing?
Consistently just bad audio. It's like mother like daughter, am I right?
I have to say, this is a video that...
It is a video.
I don't know what I'm going to say. I have not planned anything.
Sounds just like
I'm
Trisha.
just really winging it, but
still sounds like Trisha.
I just want to talk about, I guess there's a moral to this, and
okay,
or my advice to you with your exes, ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands.
Yeah.
I'll just say it right now. If you have an ex-boyfriend or an ex-husband,
I don't have either of those,
that you can stay friends with after the breakup,
no,
that is so great. That is such a plus in your life. But I know it doesn't happen a lot.
Well, so I feel like it's hard for exes to stay with each other like that. It's just generally unfeasible. Is that the right word? It's just not a feasible thing. It's very difficult to engage in a relationship and remain friends like fully, you know.
And I understand that, but I found out about my ex-husband dying. I received in the mail a letter.
Okay.
And
what's the letter say?
this is tonic water.
I don't care.
With my squeeze of lime, you guys.
I'm assuming you're like a recovering alcoholic, or what's happening here? Yeah, that makes sense. It's easier to be friends when you're older and have kids together, sure. But I don't think she has kids with them, do they? I don't know. I think she's talking about the different ex. I don't really know. She has like 4 exes.
Anyway, first of all, rest in peace, my love. You may all wonder why I call him my love, because you know what? Even though we broke up, I still loved him. I still...
See, that makes sense. So before we were like, hey, it's kind of unrealistic to be friends with somebody after you break up. When you have kids involved, I get forcing yourself to remain friendly. But generally speaking, you'll disconnect yourself from them because you'll have some feelings of resentment as to why you guys broke up, and it's no longer that those feelings of resentment are no longer supported by love, and or you know you're not going to let go of a particular thing you don't like anymore because you don't love the person. You don't have to try. But it's very telling when later she's like, yeah, it'd be cool if you could stay friends with your exes. Also, I still loved him. So obviously she didn't even want to be friends with her ex. She loved him. She wanted to be back with her ex. So she wasn't even speaking plainly. She was speaking in like, she was saying, it's cool if you could stay friends with your ex. By the way, I loved my ex. She never wanted to be friends with her ex in the first place. She wanted to be back with him.
I was in love with him. I can get into some of the, probably the major reason why we didn't, I couldn't stay married to him.
Okay. Which ex is this?
But yes, so I got the letter in the mail. But I don't want to say, I didn't said that my ex-husband.
Isn't Trisha's dad alive still? I thought, yeah, right? This is about this guy Tiger, right?
Had passed.
It's hard to...
It had been like a year ago. But it's still the shock. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like part of me. You know, it's not that we kept up with each other. He was older than me, quite a bit older. And I think when we broke up, we talked, communicated, and then as I moved out of state and that, just, you know, kind of got busy with other things and didn't really talk to him for probably the 20 years that we have been apart. So that saddens me, which is why I really want to do this video, because if you have someone that you really have made such a difference in your life, please contact them.
No.
Whether it's a letter, a text.
Let me just tell you right now, do not contact your ex. Do not let this absolutely terrible person convince you to talk to your ex. It's a bad idea. You're in a moment of weakness. Don't talk to your ex. You guys broke up for a reason. There's no reason to re-engage. This whole fucking, like, she's not, like, this perspective is just brain dead. Shut up. Oh my God.
A phone call. Or just, I'm thinking of you, flowers.
Yeah, you know, definitely. Maybe get really drunk one time and stumble over the house into the kid's bedroom. Something like that. Just show how much you love the person you used to be with.
I regret it. I just was so focused in my own life and my own self that I forget about the people in my past that have made me who I am, you know, and...
you should try to forget those people more, because who you are is a bad person. I just don't understand. Oh, my God.
Death is hard for many of us. Now, I have not experienced...
Hey, hot take, guys. Death is hard for a lot of us. That's... Wow. I'm going to have to do some soul searching on that point. I know I'm nitpicking now, but I feel like she deserves it.
My first death in my life until I was 42 years old, someone, you know, close to me, my father had passed, and it was like, it's just so devastating, and it doesn't get any easier. When my mom passed 5 years ago, didn't get any easier.
Sure.
Because, well, of course, your mom and dad, they, you know...
Now, when my mom dies, I'm gonna be devastated. But I'm gonna be strong. I love my mother. When my dad dies, I'm gonna fucking have a celebration. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be an incredible experience. I cannot wait for my father to die. I'm not joking. This isn't a joke. That would make me genuinely happy if he passed away. He's a scumbag. He never, he left my mother 5 months pregnant. And left my mother 5 months pregnant. I saw him twice. My mother never fought him for custody. She was like, yeah, come see your kid. Never wanted to see the kid. And then like 2 years ago or a year ago, he slid into my mother's DMs on Facebook. And this guy's never talked to me ever. It's like, what a scumbag. He tried to fuck my mom. I'm gonna fuck his mom. Oop. Yeah. Oop.
You are them together, right? And then to have an ex-husband that you've shared.
Shh, don't think about what I just said too much, okay? Don't think about what I just said. Just watch this.
Your many years with, and your family, my children I shared with him. He was,
just the children she shared with him. Okay. That might be one of the problems. Lenna, that might be one of the problems.
So great to them. And not addition on him at all. This is just how life is. He was an alcoholic.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
He would get so bad he would drink at work. He would drink out of his trunk. He would drink in the basement.
Was he an elephant? You get that? You get it? He drink out of his trunk. That was funny. That was a funny joke. That was good.
And we're not just talking a couple drinks. We're talking about a whole bottle.
Okay.
And I had to take him to the emergency room one time because his blood alcohol level was 0.28.
I'm assuming that's really high. I don't really know.
Which is so scary.
I don't really know because I'm not, I don't drink a lot. What's a normal blood alcohol level? Let's see. I think it's below 0.08, right? Isn't that what it is? 0.08? Something like that. Who cares?
Scared for him. And I remember my dad came, bless his heart, and wondered if there was anything he could do. And that was nice. But he knew he needed help. They, of course, automatically, and this was in Illinois, put you in a sober place. And okay. I remember when he got there, and he just was, he goes, I'm freezing in here. Can you come get me? I want to leave. And if somebody doesn't want the help, you can't say, well, you're going to stay there. That's not my decision. He's still his own person, even though we were married. And
bro, what a dumb, brain dead, irresponsible take. Like, so apparently he was in, I guess, whatever. I guess he was in the hospital. Maybe it was more attuned for people that are drinking. But what she just said was like, hey, he wanted to leave, and I know he needed help, but who am I to tell him to not? He was in detox. You're his fucking wife, you idiot. Like, what a dumb, irresponsible thing to say. Like, just don't say that. Just be like, yeah, I decided to pick him up. You didn't need to tell us, like, because there's a difference between, like, being irresponsible and just picking up your husband from detox, even though he needs to detox. There's a difference between that and being like, yeah, I made the conscious decision to go, fuck it. Like, that's two different things.
Excuse me, he was just begging me. So I went, and then I brought him home, And I know at that point, when he had gotten home and I was working and I came home and I noticed his dirty clothes weren't in the laundry and he had left. So I'm
shit,
like,
that's
okay,
that's what you
the kids,
get.
They were heartbroken because he was a very kind person, kind, loving, caring, just a really, really good person. And he came back probably a couple weeks later. He said, I'd like to come back. And I'm like, okay, well, we can, we can work through this.
Okay.
And it wasn't maybe a month later, I
To work
noticed
through
the
this.
dirty clothes were gone again, and he was gone. And I was like, that's tough. That's really
Wait, so okay, did I've ever what did she just say? So she just said, yeah, he came home, left me, came back, and then left me again. And what's interesting is she uses this language of like, yeah, we can work through this. So I know that for a lot of people, the idea of working through a problem generally is a good thing, which makes sense, right? You should work through your problems. Relationships are hard, especially long-term ones. I don't know if humans were necessarily designed for fucking 60-year relationships. But there does come a point, especially when you have kids, where you need to just move on. And so I just, especially if they're not his kids or they're your partner's kids.
tough. But I have to tell you one thing that happened in between
Especially if it's really toxic.
his leaving. He had drank so much he fell into one of my daughter's beds, just stone drunk. And at that point, I was so afraid I was going to lose my children.
Why? Wait, why? Wait, but that doesn't. So he got really drunk and he fell into the bed. But why would that make you feel like you're going to lose your children? See, that's the thing. It's one of those things where you could interpret that as like he just got drunk and fell asleep on her bed, or he got drunk and things happened that shouldn't have happened. My thing, though, is that if you think that it's going to jeopardize your relationship with your kids, then I feel like it was more than just he fell.
I can't have someone who does that with my children in the house. And because I didn't want my children taken away from me,
And also, apparently, according to Trisha, this happened when he was like naked. I wonder if there's a lot more to it. I guess we don't really know. It's all speculative. I don't want to say that this guy did something that he may not have done. That would be very irresponsible. We're making assumptions, and I think a lot of us are chasing the trauma for Trish. A lot of us want Trish to have a trauma to like justify her shitty behavior, so we can go like, okay, we know she's bad, but she's not that bad. But we also have to keep in mind that without anybody stepping forward, we can't just assume like, oh, this is it. This is the trauma. For all we know, Trisha has no trauma, no true trauma. For all we know, Trisha really just wants attention. So honestly, Trisha's probably addicted to fame. That sounds weird, and I'm going to explain it to you. It doesn't justify her shitty behavior. So obviously, I'm not like famous, but I had a large TikTok platform, and I have like a nice small, cozy YouTube platform, and I'm happy with. And of course, when you have high views, you feel really good about yourself. And when you have low views, you feel shitty about yourself. Now, there's a mixture of different reasons. Some of it's fame. You get like an adrenaline rush or a dopamine rush, I guess you'd say. Or serotonin. I don't know the fucking chemical reaction. But you have a positive emotional experience when you get views, and then you have a negative emotional experience when you don't get views. Part of it's money, especially now at my age. And so we understand that a lot now. But back then, we didn't understand that at all. But people are still going through it, like Trisha. And so it's very possible that Trisha really is so addicted to fame, she'll just say anything for attention. And that doesn't justify it, but that's honestly my guess. I don't know that she really has any trauma. A lot of her situations can be explained away by normal human reactions. Like her wanting like older men. I talked to Mama Gut, and she's like, "Yeah, that's like apparently that's somewhat normal for younger girls to like older men. That doesn't make it okay for the older men to engage." But it sounds like Trisha had like the typical like, "Oh, I kind of like my older," and she likes authority figures probably because her father left her. And so she took that and she ran with it and made a whole story out of it, kind of a thing. That's kind of where I feel like what's going on with her.
I loved them. I wanted to raise them as I was raised, just wholesome,
horribly. Oh, sorry.
happy, and so
drunk.
I told him. I said, you really have to stop. But he
a pimple on my nose and it hurts.
He did leave. He said, I can't stop. And I said, this is just the wrong time in my life, I guess for our marriage. And anyway, he did leave. But it was tough because his adult children did not accept me, and I know that probably made him drink even more because he wanted us all, to get along. And,
Okay.
that's why I always say step families are the hardest to meld together. They're hard to work when you have children, no matter what age. I always say, oh, well, if you got young kids, it's not going to work. You got adult kids, it doesn't work either sometimes because everybody just wants their mom and dad together.
Well, when people are not taught boundary issues, like they're not taught the boundaries at all, and they're very irresponsible in their upbringing, of course you're not going to have a positive experience. And that's what I would generally assume happened with you, that you don't really know how to set reasonable boundaries, and so that's why nothing really worked out.
No matter what, and I get that, but yeah, he's a good guy. But
Doesn't
anyway,
sound
so back to the letter that I got in the mail. It was he left me as the beneficiary of his life insurance, and I'm like, first my thought was, well, this can't be right. I haven't seen him for 20 years, and I wasn't really going to do anything about it. And then I talked to my children about it, and they said, well, Mom, just look into it, and, he was a kind man, and you guys still loved each other, when you parted ways, maybe it's just him in some way saying, hey, I love you. I've always loved you, and I know you have always loved me. So
Yeah, that's makes absolutely. So I'm pretty sure. So right now, I'm combing through the Reddit. Somebody said that there's something explaining it on the Reddit. I don't think that there's anything explaining anything. It's a lot of speculation that this guy must have done something. It's just the same clip. I don't know that that's enough. I feel like we're really desperate to chase a story here.
He had drank so much he fell into one of my daughter's beds.
That is still very questionable, especially the way she phrased it. Usually you'd be like, yeah, he got really drunk and passed out in one of my daughter's beds. He didn't fall into it. There's something weird. It doesn't add up to me. However, we have due process still exists, and we need to make sure that we maintain that level of responsibility. But what she just said, I believe, new series of Reddit. Yeah, I don't even know how fucking Reddit works, to be honest with you. One of the things I think that we need to keep in mind here is that I believe what she had just said. Let me just rewatch this really quick.
Love each other, when you part ways, maybe it's just him in some way saying, hey, I love you. I've always loved you.
Yeah, so she was like, hey, I love you. Okay, so to her, this dead guy leaving her money means that he loves her. That screams a lot to me. That screams to me that, like, money is her validating factor of love. Money is not... Of course, somebody working and giving you money is definitely, like, a sign of love. Of course, it's a factor. I love my fiance very much. So I'll buy her things that, like, she doesn't need. Okay. But you want to know what else? We actually love each other outside of that. So that's just really one of the ingredients to the cake of love with Mama God. For her, though, like, it just seems like she has a very heavy emphasis of focusing on, oh, he left money, so he must have loved me. Now, this could be her just wanting to believe that he always loved her just as much as she loved him. I don't really know. But I think it's rather telling, especially considering the person that she raised loves shopping. And I know girls like shopping. I get it. But Trisha likes shopping more than, your typical normal person, we'll say.
You have always loved me, so I did. I checked into it. It's not easy because it was in Illinois, where his death was, but I had about a month of correspondence with the life insurance company, and I had to do certain things and find certain documents. And
I don't know how to respond to this, so this is my chat right here, and I'm just chilling. And someone in the chat goes, Papa, you should buy her the Nerf Fortnite bolt action sniper. And I just don't understand why you'd say that. Like, it's just so fucking stupid. Like, it's just such a dumb thing to say. It just made me laugh, though.
But anyway, at the end of it all,
yeah.
Don't book a cheap hotel.
What the fuck is this? Oh, they must have... I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have YouTube Premium for a reason, you fucking scumbag. I guess they recorded it with an ad in it. And they watched the whole ad. I don't really know. That scared the shit out of me. Holy fuck.
I did get
Oh my god.
the life insurance that he had.
Okay.
It's not a fortune, but it was just
I mean, let's be honest. You probably just got too drunk to change the fucking people who got the money. Like, let's be honest here.
touched my heart.
Fun fact. The nickname for her Trisha is My Heart.
That there are a lot of good people out there, and don't let them go in your life, even though you may be distant from them or whatever. But I feel regret that I hadn't stayed in touch with him.
Okay, that's great. I'm not. I don't care. If those look like fake tears, but if they're real, then it's funnier to me.
He might have tried to stay in touch with me. I've been all around, right?
Okay.
I don't know how he could ever found me, but I kind of always knew the vicinity he was in, so it's my fault that we lost track. I blame myself.
Okay. There's no way that's not just tonic water. I doubt it.
But anyway, that was something not expected.
Okay.
I put it into my little nest egg for when I have to retire.
What does her mom do that she has to retire from? She kind of I mean, I guess she did work with like 3 jobs, Trisha said, so.
Kind of semi-retired now, but I'm still working to pay my rent and that, so.
Yeah, true. Me too.
I just want to say
Well,
how
actually,
grateful
don't mind me, that was a weird joke.
I was for that. Just, over all the years, he could have changed the beneficiary, and he never did.
That's a good point. So somebody in the chat said, and again, this is all speculative, but someone in the chat said the most telling part of this video is the fact that it got removed. And that's a good point. Like, if this wasn't incriminating, why remove the video in the first? It's possible Trisha's just so fucking batshit crazy that she wanted it removed. I don't really know. Did they remove the video or the entire account? Because it's possible they removed the entire account because they want to just protect whatever, like keep everything private as much as possible. So is that what happened? Did they remove Trisha's mom's entire account? I think that actually that part is true. I think that part's actually true. They removed the entire account.
Yeah, and so that makes me happy that
the account is gone. Okay, yeah. So it's not quite the explosion now. Especially since Trisha was claiming the mom the police went there about sexual assault. I mean, show us a picture, Trisha, you stinky girl.
they still had that love for each other. And anyway.
I don't think you do because he's dead, so I don't think he has loves for anybody. Sorry, that's mean. That was too much, but...
the third most traumatic.
The Amber Alert's going off. Quick, Lenna, go find your daughter!
Death that I have experienced, and that's my phone going off. It's probably an Amber Alert, but
that to me is like the fucking universe screaming at us. It's a fucking Amber Alert. Find Trisha quick. I know this is a sign for the gods, bro. If you're an astrological sign person, that I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Listen, there's no factual evidence at all, but that Amber Alert for me, sometimes maybe God just sends you signals. And that might have been one of them. I don't know. That proves astrology is real. To me, for some reason, for me, that was a bigger deal than anything else. Like the fucking how convenient is it that an Amber Alert goes off when we're talking about the potential of her ex-husband potentially touching her daughter? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. There's I mean, it's probably just a coincidence, but I don't know. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, God. Yeah,
I just wanted to share that and
okay.
Give you the advice that if you have stayed friends and have lost touch, chop chop, get on it, give them a call, or send them a letter, or saying,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you.
Don't do any
Hope
of
your
that.
life is going well.
Don't. That's something that like children do. Like when you're 20 years old, when you're 20 to 25, that's what you do. Certainly not people old. And then it's a mistake. You learn through it. Go ahead, do it. You 20-year-olds, go do that. Go do that. You're gonna learn it's a fucking mistake, and you'll learn through experience. So, good luck to you. Go learn. Be a kid, explore. Be a young man or woman, explore. I'm telling you, for a 40-something-year-old to give you that advice is just so immature.
Whatever, because you never know, you guys. Tomorrow.
Hey, make sure you stay in your ex's good graces so they'll leave you in the will. You'll get a nice nest egg.
But anyway, thanks for listening, you guys. I feel better talking to
I don't.
someone. It's an experience that I was shocked to be in the position that I was, but you know what? Rest in peace, dear one.
Is this actually in the video? Oh, I thought that was like part of the recording. Hold on.
The position that I was, but
hey, what position were you in, Lenna? I get it. It's 42069. I don't know.
Rest in peace, dear one.
Okay.
And you know what? I will talk to you guys later.
I'm thinking maybe we
Get
don't.
some cooking going on,
No.
and yeah. Thanks for listening. I love you all.
I don't love you at all. Say that to your kid for once. So what's weird, though, is that the person who recorded this is living a plant-based lifestyle and vegan foodie. Very cool. What's interesting to me is this is obviously Trisha's mom. And so what I find it's a little bit interesting is I guess it's somewhat normal to feel when you vent to people. I guess it's not unique to them. It's just interesting that they both like to genuinely vent to the internet, and it makes them feel better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking that last part. Yeah. Again, it's a lot of speculation. I don't think that based on this video and what Trisha had said that this is enough. It's quite possible, because this is the thing, is we can't really pick and choose when to apply logic to Trisha's arguments. And so Trisha is somebody who likes to embellish what's going on. I'm not saying that this never happened, that she was never a victim of this ex-husband. What I'm saying is that Trisha was the one who dropped it a little bit. She was the one that was like, oh, I had a traumatizing experience where my mom's ex came into my room naked. But we also know that Trisha takes real-life events and she grossly embellishes the story. So it's quite possible that he did just get drunk and fall asleep in the room, which could still be really upsetting for a kid. But it's quite possible that nothing actually happened there. So I don't know. It's really just speculative. I don't feel comfortable being like, I think this happened or I think this didn't happen. I think it's quite possible that Trisha has no trauma and she just wants to because she thinks it's quirky. Honestly, some people think that having some kind of stress in or trauma in their life is quirky, and they're like, "Oh, I like this," and it's like, "Well, you shouldn't." Honestly. So, anyway, great video, Lenna. Thank God you took it down because that was a fucking waste of time. Oh my God.
Seeing Trisha's fat gut makes me like men.
Okay. Well, she is a man, I thought. No. On your mind. Let's look up Papa Gut on Reddit.
Uncanny_last just subscribe.
Hey, thank you so much for the sub. Both my mom and son likes brother Papa Guts. What does this mean? That's not about me.
SpongeBob at 92
is this porn?
just subscribed.
Oh, it's something to do with Berserk, the anime. Look at this person. If you like Mysterious, I strongly suggest you watch Papa Gut. I'm on Reddit a little bit. Papa, yo, thanks Papa, coming in hard. What does that mean, dude? Do people love me in the H3 subreddit? That's pretty cool. This person finds me oddly comforting. What does that mean? What is H3 subreddit? Is that what you do? How do I do this? H3 subreddit. How does this work? Go to Mysterious T's Reddit. I don't know how fucking life works, dude. How do you do this? Okay, okay. What's her subreddit called? Mysterious T? If we could find the subreddit, Mysterious T. Dude, what do you? Oh, I spelled mysterious. MYSTERIOUS. Is that how you spell it? Mysterious T. How do I find subreddit? Okay, this is Mysterious T. New. Okay. Let's see what this has to say. I don't know if I'm gonna. So what Trisha Paytas went through was traumatizing. Before it becomes completely inappropriate to speculate and dig into about some of Trisha's book. She states that her okay. So in Trisha's book, she states that her stepdad, number 3, she refers to him as Tiger. She said, "Think of Tony the Tiger." Okay, Lenna got a job in Freeport, Illinois. This is where Lenna met Tiger. Tiger almost immediately stayed over the house, would walk around the house naked. He has sat in Trisha's bed naked. Lenna and Tiger would have sex in front of her daughters in the next room. Lenna would have sex with him while wearing Trisha's clothing. Look up reading. Jesus Christ. 2-year-old video of her fans reading the whole book aloud. Let's wait. What? Look up reading Trisha Paytas. Wait, what? The fuck? Which one? I'm not reading this whole fucking thing. What I find, so when I was reading this screams irresponsible mother 100%. You know, they very quickly. So a responsible parent won't bring somebody else around their kid for quite a while until they know them. The mom brought the person around instantly. They'd walk around the house naked, and they would have sex while they're in the next room. That's all very irresponsible mother shit. He's irresponsible too. What gets me though,
Peanut butter and bacon tipped
it's a 2-year-old video.
$3.33. Popeye sent you something interesting about how Keem caused Trish's breakdown yesterday by sharing a post from the subreddit about going after Trisha.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm still not gonna. Yeah, I saw that. We went through that. Thank you. Anyway, 2-year-old video. What really gets me though is the wearing Trisha's clothes. If that's true, that's really gross. It's irresponsible. I mean, the mother should have kicked him out immediately. But that is very bizarre and telling. Like, why wear Trisha's clothes? I would assume it would. I mean, there's one of 2 possibilities. Well, there's 3. One, this isn't true. With Trisha lying, it's quite possible. But if you give her the benefit of the doubt, it's either maybe the guy wanted her to look younger, or maybe he wanted her to look like Trisha. Look up the okay. Let's see. In Trisha's video title, I was a high school dropout 5-year-old vid. Trisha states Lenna was working at a country club. She dated a guy who was like the manager while talking about this. Trisha is visibly choked up. She says it's not a safe environment for 17-year-old. And she states that she was traumatized and blocked that part out. Okay. Lenna has now deleted the video. Talking about her ex's death in the video. Yeah, we watched that. And the fact that one strong fell into it. Yeah, I mean, again, this is all very speculative. But that additional information, if it's verifiable, if it's true, I mean, you never fucking know with Trisha. But you know, she used to be, my understanding, more trustworthy in the past. It's very possible. The fucking clothing thing really fucking that's what gets me more than anything else. I think that's what bothers me more than anything else. Everything else is like irresponsible shit, but this is weird. Sex while wearing Trisha's clothing. That part's very bizarre. Again, it's quite possible that they had a really inappropriate relationship, like the mom and this guy, and they would fuck a lot, and it was really gross to them, and they found it upsetting, and Trisha is turning that upsetting into a trauma. But it's also quite possible that like he actually did something disgusting to her. Based on some comments, people want to ruin Ethan. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. Ethan will be fine. It's a bunch of dumb fucking Trisha fans. Yeah. What is this? Hi guys, I found a new clip of Trisha spouting the same disgusting about life teaching. What is it?
Stopped like my first offender when I was in the 6th grade in Byron, Illinois, and there was a teacher, and it wasn't until a couple years later that he got arrested for CP on his computer at school. And I said something and people like didn't believe me, but I wish I would have like fought harder and said more.
Well, didn't she say she reported it? She's so inconsistent. Yeah, I think that satisfies this scenario here. I don't know. Very speculative. It's possible there's a trauma there, but we also really don't know. We really don't. Trisha has created an atmosphere to like not trust her, so we really can't know.